Hey grade ones, it's Mrs. Proby today. I hope you're doing good. We're going to do some fun stuff today with seeds, and I have two stories to share with you. I'm going to read to you 5 tough and tiny seeds. I'm going to quickly browse through a seed is the start, and then I'm going to ask you guys to go on your own seed hunt and do some fun stuff and complete a little booklet. So anyways, I'm excited about this. This is actually one of my very favorite lessons of all time, and I wish I could do it with you. But anyway, hopefully you'll share what you do. We're going to start with this, 5 Tough and Tiny Seeds by Steve Metzger. Five tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. So you can see the seeds here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's already leaving the reed. One landed on the ground, sniffed by a happy hound. What do you think that puppy might do with that seed right there? Does it look tasty? Well, then there were only 4 tough, tiny seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. One landed near a lake beside a wriggly snake. Not looking very happy about it, is he? Then there were only 3 tough, tiny seeds. 3 tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. Do you think this one would blow well in the wind? One landed near a tree, buzzed by a bumblebee. Then there were 2 tough, tiny seeds. 2 tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. One landed by a road next to a slimy toad. Then there was 1 tough, tiny seed. 1 tough and tiny seed sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. It landed on a rock, close to a watchful hawk, feeding its babies. Then there were no tough, tiny seeds. 5 tough and tiny seeds blown from a slender reed. Raindrops are falling from the sky. Drip, drop. Ooh, do you think rain might help? With bright and warmer days, now comes the month of May. Now it's time for seeds to grow. 5 seeds begin to sprout just as the sun comes out. Do you know what sprouting is? What will they all turn out to be? Any guesses on what you think these seeds are going to grow into? Let's find out. Growing taller by the hour, each one is a different flower. A rose, a dandelion, a sunflower, a wild carrot. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Cosmos. That's what became of 5 tough, tiny seeds. So our seeds, our tough and tiny seeds, went on a bit of a journey, and where they landed, they were able to grow and become plants. And I don't know if you've ever really thought about this, but seeds need to move from one place to another, and they don't all move in the same way. How do seeds get to one place to another? In this book, the seeds were kind of blown by the wind. But that's not the only way that seeds move. It's not the only way that seeds are dispersed. Dispersed is a way of saying moving. So we're just going to quickly look at this book. I'm not going to read all of the little pieces in it, but I want to show you different ways that seeds can move. This book is called A Seed is the Start. One way that seeds disperse is by flying. These are milkweed seeds, and you can see that this has burst open and the seeds are just flying out. And I'm sure that you've seen this before. Dandelion seeds. Those are spread by the air, by the wind. Another way for seeds to move from one place to another is by spinning and gliding. If you've ever seen a seed like this before, it's from a maple tree, it will twirl and find a different spot to start to grow. These ones also explode, I believe. They crack open, and then the seed inside will spin in the air and will find a new place to grow. Seeds also can tumble and spill. We have these around here, tumbleweed. As that tumbleweed is rolling down wherever it's going, its seeds are spilling out and finding a new place to grow. Poppy seed is like that too. Once it ripens, the poppy seeds will spill out. Seeds can splash. They can spread in water. This is a marigold that grows really close to the water. And then they'll pop open and float in the water and find a new place to grow. Seeds can float. Maybe you've seen irises before, or these kinds of seeds can float in the water. Those are from cottonwood trees, and we have those down in the river bottom. Those cottonwood seeds can float in the water, and then they again find a spot to grow. Seeds can drift. This is a coconut. It's drifted and it's starting to grow a new tree. Isn't that cool? And this, what does that look like to you? You're right, it's a hamburger. It's a hamburger bean vine. Huh, so cool. I love nature. Seeds can pop. When they pop, it like bursts them out. Seeds can hop and creep. Have you ever heard such a thing? These little guys can move like kind of like a grasshopper, you can imagine. Oh, and cornflowers are beautiful. Oh, this is an interesting one too. Seeds can hook and cling. Have you ever seen your puppy with a burr stuck to it? That's actually the seed's way of getting to a new place to grow. You can't have all of the burrs growing beside each other, all the burr plants. So they're going to catch a ride in on an animal, and then they're going to find a new place to grow. And this one's kind of funny, might make you giggle. Seeds can ride inside. When this bird eats those berries, what happens to the seeds in the berries? When this deer eats those berries, what happens to the seeds? When this bat eats that fruit, what happens to the seeds? It goes inside, then the animal moves to a different place, and then it goes to the washroom, and the seeds have a perfect new place to grow. Pretty interesting. Sometimes animals will carry the seeds just on the outside too, right? Like a squirrel finding a little place to hide its acorns, or those ants. So those are all the ways that seeds can move from one place to another. I actually want you to go out on a seed hunt. I would like you to take a little bag with you or something to carry the seeds. And I'd like you to try to find some of these different kinds of seeds that I've been talking about. And I want you to make a nice collection. And then I'd like you to try to make this little book. And I like this book because it has little tabs, and we've made that kind of a book before. In math, you might remember. This is called a seed dispersal book. And seed dispersal means how seeds move. There are 5 different ways that I would like you to think about how seeds move. And I've done one of the pages here. This page is called wind. So seeds move by wind. Seeds can be dispersed by animals. I didn't do that page. Hope that's okay. By insects, by gravity, and by water. And when you fill out this book, you need to write down how the seeds are dispersed. Seeds can be dispersed by wind. And then how do they get dispersed? So some seeds are shaped like parachutes or helicopters. They are light and they float in the wind. The seeds land and grow in new places. And then I drew a picture of some dandelion seeds and some maple tree seeds too. So I hope you have the best time on your seed hunt. Try to find as many different kinds of seeds as you can, and then I hope you have a great time with this little tab book. Thanks, grade 1s. Hope you learned something new today.